What's up everybody, and welcome back. So I don't think this is gonna be my first shonen recommendation. I think I made one before, but I think this might only be my second or third. And honestly, I don't recommend a lot of shonen, not because I don't enjoy it, but because the category of shonen feels so hit or miss to me, and most of the times they're misses by a whole lot. Like, it's hard to get a shonen right, you know? It's a lot easier to make a good romance and a lot harder to make a good shonen, but I think I found a good shonen. So today I'm recommending Haiiro no Onmyouji, which if you've seen enough anime, read enough manga, you should recognize the word Onmyouji, and this is another Soul Reaper kind of manga, where you have exorcists fighting against, I don't know what they are, if they're spirits, demons, whatever they are, but you have exorcists fighting against monster thingies. So Haiiro no Onmyouji is being written by Nekono Hachioki. It seems like this is the only thing that they've done, and so far, pretty good. So this manga is an action fantasy shonen supernatural with only 19 chapters so far, and it seems like it's generally getting 1 to 2 chapters a month. I always like to see, especially towards the beginning, you get a little worried when it's like 1 release a month, because those feel like they're so much easier just to cut and you'll never see again. So 2 chapters a month feels pretty safe and pretty solid. Again, it's only 19 chapters, and with shonens, they feel like they get cut real fast, real quick. So I'm hoping that's not what happens with this, because I am enjoying it. So the MC of this manga is Sabatoro Monoma. He's a former exorcist for the Exorcist dormitory, and he becomes an exorcist after his parents, who were also exorcists, were killed by kurogari. And these kurogari are, I don't know what they are. They have physical form, so they're not like spirits. They're monster-ish, but I don't think they're demons, because they're like a natural part of this world. In this manga, exorcists are well known. The Bureau of Exorcists is well known. They're kind of like public safety officials. So when a big kurogari shows up, you know, they sound off, I guess, send notifications to people's phones. Hey, go shelter in place. You know, don't go outside at night, especially don't go to dark areas, because kurogari show up at night because they get killed by the sun. They're not like vampires, and the exorcists hunt them at night, or at least they hunt, you know, the big ones. There are obviously different classes of kurogari, some of which I'm not gonna say they leave alone, but they just probably won't notice because they're not causing any destruction, unlike these big ones who are trying to eat as many people as they can. So the exorcist's job and Monoma's job was to kill these things, and to do that, these exorcists use taiji diagrams, which are yin and yang symbols that they make appear, I guess, with magic or divine power or whatever you want to call it. And these taiji diagrams, how they work is they connect 2 places to each other. So they're really just like portals. They're like teleportation portals. So as far as these exorcists and how they fight, some of them connect their portals to different places. One of them connects them seemingly to a gun locker, and she just pulls out guns like nobody's business. Monoma, though, as far as his fighting style goes, it seems like he just opens the portal on its body and then closes the portal and basically decapitates stuff. So that's probably the smartest move. That's his way of fighting. I enjoy it. Makes sense to me. Probably what I would try. Monoma doesn't like to fight kurogari. He's tired of it because he's been fighting kurogari since his parents died, and the dormitory people came to him and were like, hey, do you want revenge? Because you have talent. Your parents were exorcists. You can get revenge. You could deal with your emotions by going out and hunting kurogari. And he did for a while, and he got tired of it. And he got tired of it because it wasn't solving anything for him. And on top of that, he has a pet kurogari who is a little penguin named Q. And he was like, if all of these aren't killing people, why are we gonna kill the ones that don't kill people? Now, at the beginning, it didn't really make any sense because you didn't see any that weren't trying to kill and eat people. But it makes sense later when you see others who aren't trying to kill and eat people, because kurogari don't actually have to kill and eat people. But by killing and eating people, kurogari, like in many other anime and manga, can grow and become not just stronger, but more human-like, more intelligent, until the point where kurogari can actually become human. And you find this out when potentially the FMC of this manga shows up named Baku, who is one of these humanoid Kurogari, who I don't know what her actual motivations are, but she is humanoid, so she can talk, she's smart, and obviously super strong. And she finds him because he's running away from the Exorcist dormitory because they find out that Monoma is harboring the Kurogari Q, who is his adorable little penguin pet. They're best friends. They've been best friends since they were kids. His parents were exorcists, and I guess they just kept him as a pet because he was harmless. He's not trying to eat people. He's just being cute. So when Baku shows up to save him from the exorcist dormitory that are trying to kill him, she brings him to other humanoid Kurogari who call themselves Remy, after one of the Kurogari who she was able to become a human and actually have a daughter who is a part of the group. So far, Monoma has decided to join the group, but he was really hesitant and reluctant towards it because obviously these Kurogari eat people, but these in the Remy organization only eat people that they deem to be bad people. So they'll eat violent people or thieves or people trying to assault people, right? They only eat bad people. They don't eat good people because when they turn human, they don't want to have the guilt of having ate just innocent people. Monoma, on the other hand, realizes that yes, he doesn't agree with them eating anybody because he doesn't think anything should just be killed or just die just because, including Kurogari and exorcists. But he joins them because the exorcist dormitory kind of indiscriminately is willing to kill not just Kurogari, but people too who get in their way. Because the exorcist dormitory, yes, their job in part is to protect the people, but realistically, the people in it, all they care about is killing Kurogari. They don't care about anything else. So they'll use people, obviously, to set traps for Kurogari and whatnot. Pretty messed up, pretty dark in some ways. A few people have already died in pretty explicit ways. You've seen people get eaten, you've seen people get decapitated. They are not afraid to kill in this, which I really enjoy, especially when talking about a shonen. The art style in this, it's honestly not the best. It's not the best looking manga that I've ever seen. Some panels, some moments, it does look really janky. I think this is a very interesting shonen manga that is only introducing cooler things. Like, one thing is that Monoma can actually fuse with Q, his little penguin guy, because these Kurogari all have individual abilities, and Q's ability is fusion. So he's able to fuse with Monoma, and he turns him into some hybrid Kurogari human who's also able to use his exorcist abilities. So obviously he becomes very powerful in this fused mode. On top of that, Monoma himself seems to have special abilities, in which there's this one point that it hasn't happened again, but there's this one point where he is wanting to protect Q and this girl that he knows potentially has a crush on. She hasn't returned, so I'm not sure. And the Taiji diagram becomes his eye. So his eye is literally the diagram itself. It doesn't go past that. It just shows his eye as the Taiji diagram, which freaks out the exorcist that was hunting him, because if you harbor a Kurogari, instantaneous, you're set for execution. No option otherwise. So the powers themselves, cool. The story so far, good. The MC so far, actually pretty good, especially for the sense that he has his principles and he stands on his principles no matter what. The art, not the best. Hopefully will get better as time goes on, but it's only 19 chapters, so we'll see what happens going forward. I'm enjoying the story. I like it. I want more, and I hope it goes on for a while. My only fear is the pacing of this, because the pacing of this manga is very fast. It is one thing after another. There's no stopping or slowing down. It just keeps plowing along. So hopefully that's not an indication of a short story. Hopefully that's just, this is a high-speed manga from start to finish. But we'll see. Maybe this is the first person's manga, so we'll see them progress. We'll hopefully see their art style progress as the story progresses. But if you're looking for a new shonen manga that might be something big in the future, I would say check this out. If this looks interesting to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the TooTaku podcast. All links are in the description boxes down below. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.